cabinet here. So it's going to be 3 metres tall, just over 2 metres wide, shoe storage at the bottom, then a seating area, open shelving up the sides, and then 4 cabinets with shaker style doors across the top and coat hooks across them to get cracking. So this is the OptiCutter the website was on about, so I'm just inputting the dimensions and it will give me the most economical way to cut a sheet, and it allows you to label them as well. It's free as well. There is a subscription, but you don't have to use it. The free version is good enough for what I want anyway. But yeah, you just input your widths, your lengths, quantities, and label up, and then it'll spit out the drawing. Right, I think that's it. Save and calculate. So I need 2 sheets, and they're the drawings. So it shows you exactly what to do, where your waste is. So I'll take that to the saw now and rip them up out of the stock that we've got. Right, I've spared you more plunge saw cutting footage because, let's face it gets a bit boring after a while, doesn't it? So all the stock's now cut, ripped down for the base section, which is the shoe rack. So we've got some parts here, the rest on here. So I'm going to use these to separate, to create the boxes for the shoes. So I'm going to route out sections for these to sit in. So to mark this out, I've made a template, which is the internal dimension of the space in between the supports. So I found the centre of the top and the top of the shelf. I'll also transfer this underneath to do the underneath as well. So I'm just going to put the template on the centre line. Then I can mark either side, run the lines through and route that section, move it along, route the next section once the support's in, because that way I know everything is exactly right, rather than trying to mark the whole lot and then find out that something's not quite right. I just need to remember to transfer these lines down the front so it's the same underneath. And then just to remember which side I need to route, I'm just going to put a cross either side, just a little X or whatever symbol you want, just to the right side to show where I need to put my channel. Okay, so I'm set up now to route these grooves out. So I bought one of these, so it attaches to your existing Makita router, but then because the Makita guide rails and Festool guide rails are basically the same, except these bits are green and not blue, and it's got that word on it instead of that word on it. It's all compatible. So we'll use this to route the grooves. The only issue I've got is I've only got a 12mm cutter, and it needs to be the groove needs to be 18, or I'll just have to move it along. I don't know if this is any good. It's the first time I've used it, so if it is any good, you'll know because there'll be a link in the description to it. It was only a few quid, but it looks good, but we'll see. But I did pay for it, wasn't gifted. Right, so I've got a stop here to stop it so the router doesn't go too far, so we've got a nice little stop there. And then the other setup is, so I've got repeat cuts. I've got this off the track square, adjustable square. So you get these little attachment to do repeat cut, so that's underneath. So then all I have to do is square the track off before I make the cut. I just need to tweak the back a bit. Sorry, I just need to tweak this to make it run over. It's because it's rounded the router cuts like a round hole and the board's square, so I can either chisel this out or just take it a little bit further. Right, made that adjustment then, so I've just pulled that forward and we're on the line. Routing's complete, all the grooves are done. So now I'm going to glue up and get the dividers pinned in, glued and pinned in. Just making sure I'm nice and flush on that front edge there. The top part of the storage on for the shoes, I'm going to put around a 45-degree angle detail around the inside of all these, just to ease the edges, because if shoes are going to get put in, you're going to end up getting caught and knocked. So this is just a way of reducing that to like this. Right, stop short here because I've got basically these panels to go on the side, and if I route to the edge, the pattern won't match up. So once these are on, I'll continue around there, same the other end. But you can see the effect. I need cleaning up, obviously, but. Right, most of the assembly is done, and now I can route out the rest of these here. These are gone all the way up because the top's going to come across there, so it won't matter. But we'll run these in now, same the other side. Wowzer. Okay, shoe storage is almost complete. So I need to put some end panels on to close this off. Get rid of, cut the bearers and the plinth to length, fix this one back to the wall and fix this one into the end panels and through the middle. Right, I'm just pre-drilling the bearer for the back. I'm just going to put some marks on to drill for where I want to drill my holes, sort of, 75mm in either side. I'll stick sort of one in the centre. There's no hard and fast rules. Then I'll split that in half. Same here, and that's more than adequate for holding that back to that stud wall.
I just played 3 at the back and basically 7.
I'm trying to find the studs in this wall, in this partition wall. So to find them, I've just sort of started drilling in till I hit a stud. So I've come this whole distance, I've hit one here. So now instead of carrying on drilling, I've then measured off 600 to the next centre where I'm assuming it will be. I've marked it and drilled it, and it is another stud. So what I'm going to do is now try and find the next one. Let's see if we're at 600 for the next one. So I'd mark off there, centre, and then just come through here. Yeah, another stud. So I'll just mark them up, stud. And that's it, that's enough for me to get across. Obviously you won't see any of these holes because there'll be the shoe rack will be in front of it, and it's backed, so you won't see anything. So I'm just putting these packers in to level it off because it's sort of sat forward, sort of leaning forward slightly. You know, it's like nothing's ever quite square or true, so it's just about trying to find that level there, and that's what these are for. That then allows me to get the end panels cut and fitted, which will then support that end. I can remove that one in, then I can remove that, and then I can slide the plinth in, fix this back to the wall, and we're done. Right, that's the base in, so and shoe rack in, end panels on, fixed to the wall, plinth in. So I'm going to want a batten that is 35mm at the shortest point. So let me... and 36mm at the longest point. So we'll cut the batten with a chamfer on it, and we'll also chamfer the bottom of this, so there's no gap here. Yeah, I guess you could just fill it full of cork, but I'd rather the full thing be sat totally flat on the surface, so we'll deal with that as well. Right, so just using the bevel, run it down the face of this, it's at the correct angle, and then push this down to here, and then lock off. That's our angle. Okay, so I've marked the angle on here that we need, transferred it onto here from the bevel measurement, and basically we're on, I don't know if you can see, but we're at 5 degrees. The angle is 5 degrees there. So we'll run that through and go fit it. Okay, I'm just going to cut the batten in that sits behind this. So this angle here is the same as this angle here, which is 5 degrees. So I'm going to cut this batten in, fix it down, fix this. It's getting hot here, I tell you. It's lovely. Very warm. Oh well, back to work. Okay, all the components for the 2 slimline cabinets are now cut. So they're all laid out here. So I'm going to spend the next sort of 20 minutes assembling them, and then we can stop for the weekend. Okay, they're in. Got to be fixed back. Got to put the shelves in, but you get the idea. So they'll be joined across the top, backboard in there, and 2 cupboards with 4 shaker doors across the top. But that's for Monday.